So this is a random chat with Adam.
Hey,
everybody.
so
Adam.
what's the deal with like car washes?
Thanks for listening to the episode of Random Chats with Adam. He's just going to bring up things and he's going to complain about them. This brought Full Body Cast. Full Body Cast brought to you by Cole Street Brewery, Mazatlan, and Bordeaux Wine Bar. Check in for live announcements, as well as how you can also... Oh, by the way, buy a friggin' hoodie from me, please. Go to Patreon as well. Go to Patreon as well. Let's shout out the Patreoners real quick.
While you're looking them up, because you don't know them all by name, I just wanted to say, I was trying to design my own website the other day, and you know what helped me? Squarespace. It makes it really easy to set up your own website.
Are you sponsored?
I'm every podcast.
Oh, I don't listen to podcasts. All right.
It shows.
So here we go. We got, listen to this. Will you just listen for a moment? Listen to this. Okay.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get my stopwatch.
Okay. Here is the Full Body Cast Patreons. Thank you very much for helping. This is, every Patreon got a free hoodie for the 2021 year as a thank you for being a part of the podcast. Kellen Hall, Holly Graff, Eric Madrid, Adam Kenny Art, Casey Scott, saw her last week. Shout out to her. Seth Loop, Cassie Spencer, Amanda Keating, Ira Potter, Anon Aber, Shekinah Sarver, Jared Skelly, Homer Robertson, Veronica Lara, Ben Illman, Travis Johnson, James Roberts, Jamie Kenny, the dashing Jamie Kenny, the door dashing Jamie Kenny, and Apollo, which is a dog of Marin. So shout out to Marin.
That was really good. You did that really quickly, and that was 25 seconds.
19
people's names.
19.
That's really awesome.
Patreoners.
I think what you should do is, what you're doing is fine. Like, I don't want to critique you right here. This is just a random chat, okay? But I'm thinking most Patreons that I know, and I know a lot,
tons.
They're like, because look. I support you. $5 a month.
Yeah.
Most people, I'm giving them $100 a month because I really believe in them.
Anyways,
no, I'm kidding. But a lot of folks will be like, "Hey, if you want to be known as the person we shout out, you got to be this tier." Right?
I have that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have lower tiers that you don't shout out?
I shout out every tier.
There you go.
But listen, 10, 20, the higher tiers. If you have anything else you want, this is your cameo.
That's what I'm saying. This should be a thing where you can create a space.
Yeah, I'll say your name no matter what donation I get. But I will say more on those higher tiers. I even say, in fact, if you're the highest tier, $50, then you will be invited to any two episodes or any two shows you want to be on.
Yeah, you might be on the cutting room floor. We've covered this.
No, you will not be on the cutting room floor. I might be on the cutting room floor. In fact, that episode might be called Cutting Room Floor.
We might literally be on a floor.
Cutting rooms.
Oh my gosh, you destroyed my eardrums.
Again?
With that noise. Yeah, you sound like Pennywise.
Okay, so hey.
What?
I've been meaning to ask you this online. On air.
Online?
On the show.
You can do it through a DM, buddy.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask this.
Uh-oh.
Full Body Cast
Mm-hmm.
was a dream I dreamt up when
when I was just a twinkle in our father's eye.
No, you were a full grown man.
With a twinkle in my own eye.
But you had your own thing. I don't know if I can mention names or what it used to be or if you guys deleted it but it was
the Crackle Pop Pod.
The Crackle Pop Podders.
R.I.P.
Rip to the COP.
Me, Michael, and Matt.
CPP.
Doing our thing.
Yeah. Did you guys ever say that?
Me, Michael, and Matt doing our thing?
You down with CPP?
No.
Anyway.
We should have.
Yeah, I should have.
We didn't have a marketing director.
But you were on a podcast. You invited me to the podcast, Crackle Pop Pod.
Yeah.
What were you guys normally talking about on Crackle Pop Pod?
pop culture stuff. We didn't care about like the celebrity type stuff, but we would usually have some sort of a theme or some sort of a idea or theme.
Like Avengers movies were coming out.
It could be
Marvel.
like what's our top 10, whatever, right?
Right.
It could be, but it would have to do with movies. It would have to do with TV. It would have to do with music, video games, things that we were interested in if we wanted to put a little time towards it. But I think we eventually became armchair cinema or something like that. And then we kind of fell apart.
Like an armchair?
Yeah, pretty much. Or like the cinema during the pandemic. But we just kind of like parted ways at some point.
Yeah.
And, happy trails.
Happy trails. So that's what encouraged me. I went on there and I saw, hey, wow, these guys got these microphones. They're talking into a computer. That's pretty cool. I could probably do this. I don't like to talk, but I could probably force myself through it. That was my Norm McDonald.
That was good.
Anyway, I start it. You're my first episode. I tell people now, because people will say, hey, I listened to one the other day. I really like it. I'm going to listen to all of them.
Oh, boy.
And I'll say, yo, listen.
Yo,
listen.
Let me break it down for you for a second.
I said, yo.
I
go, it's ABC, 1, 2, 3. I said, back in the day.
Come on. Let me show you what it's all about.
I said, listen, this thing started 5 years ago off a laptop that I thought was recording through a microphone that I bought on Amazon. And it turns out that microphone never worked. I was actually using my normal laptop microphone the entire time for several episodes. The first few, by the way, had a serious allergy thing going on.
Yeah, you were all
just wheezing and sniffling.
That's gross.
I probably was the COVID patient zero. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so when I hit you up, I want to get your initial reaction. I say, hey, Adam.
I was like, hey, bro, what up?
I'm like, hey, man, you want to get in for a little episode?
Oh, you know it, brother.
And then we shook hands.
Oh, intensely. Like we brought it really slow in there, and we grasped the hands.
Were you thinking to yourself, like, that's cool, but that's not going to really, I mean, maybe 10, 15.
Oh, man, I still have those thoughts.
No. No, seriously, what were you, give me your real deal. I am serious. This is not, I mean, I am serious. I want to know, like.
Well, let me be serious. I think if I was to actually answer that question, it would be revisionist history. Because I think I don't remember exactly how I felt about it. I think I probably was like, okay, that sounds fun. Because I liked doing the podcast with those other guys.
Yeah.
And I thought it could be a fun thing to do.
Did you, if you could go back in time and
if I could like turn back time?
If you could turn back time.
If I could, like, find my way.
What if you, and you now went back and said, hey, you have the power to stop this or to keep this thing going, because in 5.5 years, Travis will have his own menu item on Mazatlan because of this thing.
Oh, I'd be like, that's the selling point. Like, how cool is that?
No, but you kind of look at it and go, how stupid? Like, not stupid, like funny stupid. Like, this is interesting. That's crazy.
I don't know. I think it's I do think it's cool. And I think it's shaping up into something better than what it's been for the past
5.5 years.
5 years. Yeah, exactly. I think it started off with a lot of
good intentions.
Well, not just that, but like enthusiasm,
zealousness.
Zeal, I think, is usually the word you choose for that. But no, I think it was. I think let's put myself back 3 years ago.
Yes,
and even maybe 3 months ago. I think I would have said, and I think I could still say, what if you had more of a theme to this podcast? What if people tuned in? But the thing is, you have started to do that with Garage Night, and you had Holler with Hollenbeck. You have
Brouhaha.
Brouhaha.
Yeah.
You have podcasts that have an actual sort of point to them that people might listen to and be like, oh, I want to hear about the latest things in brewery, or I want to learn more about, beer making or whatever, or I want to hear what these guys think about fantasy football or whatever. And I think you're building towards that. So I don't know. I think at the time, maybe I was like, I don't know what he's wanting to do with this other than just talk to people, and have like a really annoying Will Smith woo at the beginning of every podcast episode.
Woo! So what you guys don't, here's a little also history. If you guys have listened, you guys know this, but if you, it was a reminder, Adam made that intro that we had.
No, I didn't. Bye.
You going to work? Have a good day.
I like your shirt.
Is Jacqueline just watching?
Yeah.
Is Jacqueline watching TV?
Yeah, she's drinking milk out of her little glass.
Did you make her a sandwich? Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Bye.
Make money.
So again, revisionist history from you now.
Well, no, because Adam made a track. Adam made some CDs that I had, or music. Adam actually, there was a point, like probably 10 years ago. 15 years ago, where Adam was super into music. He had a very large collection of CDs, 2 huge booklet pamphlets full of CDs, probably spent thousands. He never really got into that penny CD month club thing. Probably should have, but he did go thousands of CDs, went to Fred Meyer, bought
not thousands.
hundreds, at least like 200 at least. Would you be okay with the 200?
I'd say, well, maybe. I would think maybe 150, maybe 100.
Okay. And
Maybe 100.
Adam
maybe
would
200.
also,
Maybe 300.
he downloaded, some episodes or some
yeah.
programs.
Bought some programs.
Bought some programs to make music.
Yeah.
And anyway, he made some pretty sweet beats, and so he burned some CDs or a CD or two for me of some of his beats. We actually made a few songs ourselves.
Yeah.
And then I was listening because I wanted to make my own intro music, and then I was just like, well, let me just see what this is on this CD.
Yeah.
And I listened to it, and then I'm like, oh, I like this,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't. But it's missing something.
Uh-huh.
And so I put it. I laid the track. I played it into the recording, equipment, and then I got a keyboard out that I got at a Goodwill, and I went to the sound effects where you could go like an airplane or whatever.
That's what that woo is.
Yeah. So that woo is from the keyboard going woo, 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 and so
Okay.
I threw some woos in there and get out the way. That's all from a keyboard.
Yeah.
And I put that over that, and so I made it my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, that bum 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 bum. That's a song I made. That was like one of the first songs I made, actually.
Very catchy.
Thank you.
And it like gives you that happy, like I can't wait to listen to this thing, and
Yeah.
this brings people woo.
I think I never
woo.
looking back on the music I made and like listening to music with more intention now.
Yeah.
I think I totally missed out on the idea of like a song having a
Beat.
No, not a beat. A song having like a path from the beginning to end.
Uh-huh.
And I just did repetitious like melodies.
Yeah, 16 seconds, 8 seconds.
So it ended up sounding, a lot of people who have heard my beats would be like, this reminds me of video game music.
Yes, big time.
Because it was very repetitive.
And it was good music. It wasn't bad.
But it's very melody driven, repetitive melodies. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
I started getting pretty good at it towards the end.
always.
Thank you. Always.
Logan Corey says he is whoever he says he is. If he wasn't, then why would he say he was?
That's an Eminem quote.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, so we got some music. So I laid the music down.
That was just so people, if you didn't listen, like if you don't know what he was just referencing, that was from the previous episode we just recorded.
Possibly.
During the Halloween one.
Possibly.
Potentially. Or it could just be, this is totally random when he just brings up.
I don't know. You'll listen to it. Just go find one and listen to it. Adam also is a very strong believer in supporting me. He's always you've been a guest. You've had about 5 or 6 episodes, or not episodes, shows. You had Bordacious, which has one of the greatest intro songs you'll ever listen to.
Maybe we should do one of those.
We will do one of those. Are you ready to do one of those?
I could probably do one of those.
Okay, well, get your mind prepared for it. And then we also did Random Chats with Adam. We've done Goal Buddy Cast. We've done Full Brother
I
Cast.
did Happy Little Trees.
Happy
for
Little
like
Trees.
4 or 5 episodes.
So I was talking to Sean. About this yesterday, in fact. And I said, man, I'm kind of now, guys, I'm not getting burned out on podcasting, but it does take a lot of time. It was nice to take like 2 weeks off and not record with anyone. And he said, kind of same thing for him. When he brews, it's, it's always, you always got to brew something. You got to get it ready for people. And so he'll have someone, pardon me, he'll have someone that he'll, mentor or something like that can kind of go in there when he's unable to, or he can take a day off and then they can do it. And he's like, you should have that. You should have someone that like open the studio up. They go in, they bring their laptop, they record on their laptop, and then they can like Google Drive it and just grab it and you then post it, or maybe they can post it. And I thought, you know what? That is a genius idea. I don't need to be on every episode. I can have someone else carry the Full Buddy Cast banner, the Full Buddy Cast torch. Would you ever want to do that? You started doing that with Happy Little Trees and then it kind of fell off, but it was very entertaining episodes.
They were all right. I think that the reason why I ran out of steam on that one pretty quick was because I needed guests who wanted to talk about art and things like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have enough people in my life that I had lined up for something like that. And I also kind of discovered as I was doing it, I kind of thought, I don't know how passionate I am about talking about art to this extent.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd rather just shoot the breeze rather than
focus on
a
one total
thing.
topic theme.
If I do like talking about art and I teach art, and if I was to do, some more videos on YouTube or something about art, like that's fine. But keeping it kind of on a regular basis can be kind of boring, especially if I'm right now here, I'm just talking by myself, and talking by oneself is tough to do for a prolonged period of time and not feel like you're getting boring and not feel like you're kind of getting tired of your own voice. And so having a guest is always really helpful. Always
having a guest. I've done 1 or 2 episodes where it's just me talking, and that's probably better for the lives. With live, yeah, you're just doing yourself at that point. You're just doing a memoir.
Yeah, exactly. Just reading your own
just
book.
a lecture number 12.
Yeah.
So then you also did the logo for Full Buddy Cast.
Did.
And now that's plastered in a few different areas on shirts and hoodies and stickers. And
yeah.
Is it weird to see your art in that manner?
No, I haven't even really given it a second thought. I think maybe initially there was kind of a novelty to it, but then as soon as it's done and it's out there, then I just I don't think about it.
I mean, it's probably something that you put together. And how long did that take you? Would you say 2 hours, hour?
No, less. Probably like 45 minutes, but maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. The only thing that I look at about it and I'm like, I don't like this, is the microphone hanging down.
Why?
Just because it seems large. It seems slightly unrecognizable as to what it is. But that's just, it could be me being, I don't know, nitpicky about my own art. Every artist is their own worst critic.
Yeah, I think it takes. I mean, I can understand someone trying to like look at that and like, what is that? Is that like a banana basket?
Right. Probably what I would want to do if I'd redesigned it
is a regular microphone hanging down.
Not even hanging down. I'd probably on the far side of the character, I'd have like a microphone stand coming up, and then like it angled in at their face with a microphone, like a normal recognizable microphone.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
Say it again because people are texting about how cool you are.
Okay, cool. What I would do is on the opposite side of the character, I'd have a microphone stand coming up and then angled towards the character, a regular looking microphone.
Yeah, but then maybe someone would look at that since this guy's in a full body cast is maybe they think it's an IV thing. Maybe they think it's like a drip.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it actually looks good. I think it plays well. People love it. I love it. You love it. We love it.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so now that you look at it, because you were there. Do you feel like you're watching history repeat itself? When I say history repeat itself, you were there in high school when I rose to
Stardom.
the fame and the glory of Mr. EHS. Now I rarely will even
You rarely mention high school.
approach this subject, but
That's
I
not
was
true.
Mr. EHS at some
You say
point.
this, I'd say, I'm trying to think. I don't listen to all your podcasts, but of the ones I've listened to,
Barely will I even mention
probably
it. Barely will I even mention it.
you got like a batting percentage of like
But
750.
But when I became Mr. EHS, if you haven't heard the story, I won't bore you now.
Isn't that like being like the I don't even know what, like
the class clown?
No.
Which I was that as well. But you know what? Barely going to talk about that as well.
I'm just
Homecoming royalty. Why am I even mentioning this stuff? I mean, now I'm just patting my own back, and no one likes that. But what I'm saying here is this: you were there, regular dumb brother that used to run around the island with wooden hydroplanes, and we would play.
alongside you.
It would just be idiots and dumb, stupid. Play war and with yellow
How's that
bats.
dumb and idiotic. We were kids.
Yeah, play horsey.
Just horsey. just horsing around.
But that's why because you couldn't beat me in regular horse. You had to throw a Y on there and give yourself a chance.
Mm-hmm. I still lost.
Anyway, but I mean, I remember Mom saying like when Mom went to the Mr. EHS competition, you were Mr. EHS as well.
I was. I did never mention it.
I
never bring it up.
Because you didn't
I've
win.
progressed past
Because
that.
you didn't win.
Even if I had won.
Nah, I don't think so.
I got second place.
I don't think so.
Okay, whatever.
You got second place though.
I was top vote getter.
What happened? How come you didn't win?
No, not amongst the judges.
Oh, to get in?
I got voted in from the school.
Yeah.
Top vote getter.
Hey, you're welcome.
Oh, was that you? Did you like
I paved that
forge
way.
everybody's name?
I paved that way for you. I gave you the title to be funny.
That's not true.
You had to live up to it. Was it rough?
You know, Tawny Signoni likes me. Likes me a lot.
Anyway,
He's an Adam fan.
Adam fan family? Did you ever? Do you look at it now like this guy who makes a stupid podcast that makes a stupid page that gets a menu item named after? Are you looking at it going, man, I feel like I'm in high school again. Like this is like why is this a thing? And then do you feel like you have to go like take over Buckley next?
No, because frankly, like I don't think about it. Like when I see you getting the tea enchiladas and stuff like that, to me, I think, oh, that's cool. Like that's neat that people really like what Travis is doing.
Yeah,
and that he has like this way with people to where they get like mesmerized and hypnotized by him to do really dumb things. Because I've been there.
Yeah. And then do you think to yourself, do you go like, wow, like,
that's basically you quoted me.
and then you just move on?
No, I don't even, I think anybody who knows you isn't looking at you thinking like, oh, what's Travis going to do next? I think everybody just looks at you and knows that this is a part of you to take on
stupid things.
No, not stupid things. Social
injustice.
No, social projects, like projects that involve other people.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a way in which you can just kind of, I don't know, like rub elbows with people and kind of get going with stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really think about it that way.
Well, FBC is like PBS because the only
nobody watches it or listens to it.
Except for once in a while you binge it. Something
Yeah.
comes on, you're like, okay, I'm watching Faulty Towers for the next 8 hours, I guess.
That's true.
Or I'm going to watch
programming.
Alone in the Wilderness, or I'm going to watch some Monty Python or whatever the heck is on
If
there.
it's got John Cleese, we're watching
it. But then you kind of ignore it for a little bit. You kind of, man, what's on Channel 9? You know what? I guess there's some classics there. Reading Rainbow. You got some Sesame Street. But you're not sitting there on PBS all day long.
No.
Especially when they got like freaking people talking politics or anything like that. And so same thing with full body cast. So you might jump in, jump out. I get it.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that it isn't possible without viewers like you. So you guys listening to this thing and you guys showing up to the events and you guys buying the merch and being the Patreons, I could not, we could not, I wouldn't, would not, you wouldn't, I wouldn't, you wouldn't, they wouldn't. This would be nothing.
It's true.
Thank you. That's all I wanted you to say.
This whole time, all I could have
That's
said
it.
is that's true.
I just always am curious because you've seen me in my underwear.
Sure, but like if we were actually going to dive in on you, I would say that I think that you say a lot of things that. So if I do listen to an episode, for instance, when you talk about when I listened to you and Uncle Rob talking.
Did you like that? Was that pretty
I did.
good? Okay.
Yeah, it's good. But you talked about how you're like, I invented this persona in
You don't
such
believe
and
it.
such grade. No. The thing is, I believe part of it, and I believe that you believe that. But I do think about childhood with you prior to when you created this quote unquote persona, and you always were entertaining.
Yes.
Stop putting yourself down with dumb names.
Big stupid head.
Would you shut up, you idiot? I don't know where you get this stuff from.
Okay, fine. Yes, I see.
No,
what
but
you're
you were always an entertainer. You liked getting reactions out of people. I've always felt like, well, actually, I was kind of dissecting this a little bit because I was thinking about it, and I thought,
saying. See, I knew it. I just need to draw it out.
yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, you're so good at everything you do. Support this Patreon moron. No, but the thing about Travis is that he likes a reaction, and it can be like a laugh or anything. If he feels like somebody is, Travis is such a social animal that if he feels like somebody's engaging with him in some way, he enjoys that. If he can do something to create that engagement, he loves that even more. So what I also noticed is that you like to push buttons in order to see where the boundaries are. Like this is you, like Travis is the guy who will annoy just to see how far he can push his
It's true.
that. And then once he finally gets that reaction out of somebody, then he's like, okay, I'll pump the brakes on this and I'll bring it back.
For the most part,
He
or
might return back to it.
I will return back to it. Here's the thing I learned from my pony. You know, that's interesting.
Oh, Pony's such a dumb name.
That's so interesting.
It's
that
a pone.
You took my joke. Yeah, back when you're my uncle. We used to have that farm. You know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my uncle. He had that farm.
Uh-huh.
Hey, we'd ride the horses and ride the pones. Anyway, that's funny that horses are horses and ponies are ponies. It's not pones or horses, it's weird. Anyways,
So you were talking about doing mushrooms?
so what I learned with the electric fence is that
You don't pee
You don't
on the
pee on it.
electric fence.
no, but the horse, what they'll do is they'll kind of like test the fence. And if there's no electric fence, they'll lean against the fence. They're trying to find that like weak spot so that they can, eventually bend it over and run out forever. But,
Yeah.
KP says Travis stole Adam's friends. Adam is stealing Travis's groupies in a revenge tour.
I might do a spin-off podcast here.
Bull foddy cast.
Full better cast. Kidding.
But yeah, so yeah, I do. I had to learn. In fact, this happened to Kane. I'll tell you a Kane story. Kane is getting that like funny gene. He has fun. He likes to tell jokes. He also gets that annoying gene too, where he likes to get the reactions. Well, he was in a class project like 2 weeks ago, and it was like, 2 other girls, 2 other guys. Their group was working on something in history or science or whatever. I don't care. I don't pay attention to all that. But he was like, he had a rough day. And I was like, why did you have a rough day? And he goes, well, we're working on this project. And and he goes, well, I was like telling some jokes and I like like being funny and saying the same joke over and over and like, hey, we got to get this done. Hey, the teacher says we got to get this done. We can get this done. We should be getting this done right now. We should do it. We should do it. And a girl told me to shut the F up.
You put a hand on his shoulder. You kind of shook your head slowly. Oh, Kane.
And yeah.
Been there before.
Been there. And
Mike Blowers. Well, yeah, that's good.
But he anyway, hold on. Let me finish this little tidbit. So anyway, he
You're gonna have to really edit this.
no, I'm not. I'm done editing.
Okay.
So anyway, that's what I would do. I would annoy, push, and then when someone would call me annoying, I'd be like, you hurt my feelings.
Right.
And I had to learn through that maybe you don't annoy people as much and hurt their feelings. But it is true. I do like to get the reaction. I will like to entertain. Half the fun is telling a joke and seeing who gets it. And I don't really care who doesn't get some of the jokes because they're inside jokes sometimes. And those entertain me more than anything.
Yeah.
So one time, recently, in fact, it was at my uncle's house.
Mm-hmm.
No. Where I was doing the whole pushy thing. And then I realized, I'm like, dude, like, maybe at some point, oh yeah, it was with you.
Big surprise.
So Adam couldn't go to my birthday.
Practice this all on me.
Adam couldn't come to my birthday.
Oh.
I threw a mini text fit a little bit.
Yeah, you were kind of hurt about it.
I was hurt about it.
Yeah.
I'm your friggin' broski. And I know that you don't have any say over this in a sense. Like you didn't plan it last year. And there's some things that there's obligations that you had been a part of. And you've done a very nice job, I might add, that to make up for not being able to make it. You had made me feel special. You got me a shirt, which is great. You've carved out time today for this. That's very sweet as well.
We're leaving tomorrow.
You guys are?
I haven't even packed yet.
Okay, so
this is.
I forgot about all that. But he also he sent me a text, and I'm just like, you know what, like whatever. Give the thumbs up. And then you said, is that a real thumbs up or a sarcastic thumbs up? And then I said, it was a Mike thumbs up.
Which I knew what that meant.
A little bit of both.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, in fact, I've told a few of our friends that I didn't read everything you said, but I gave a Mike thumbs up. And then you were like, is that a real thumbs up or a sarcastic? It's a Mike thumbs up. And they all laughed because we've all been there.
Yes.
I even told Mike that and he laughed. But anyway, so I, sometimes when, yes, I can be pushy, but the unfortunate thing is that then people don't know when I'm serious.
Mm-hmm.
And so it gets very confusing. It's like, well, is he joking with me right now? Or is he really not happy? Or is he really happy? Is he saying that in a sarcastic tone? So many times I have said to somebody, in fact, very recently, someone hung some pictures in their house, and then they posted on Snapchat, and I commented, "Those are sweet."
Oh,
and they're like, and their reply back was, "Are you being serious?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I am being serious."
Yeah, well, anybody can run into that. I think maybe you more than others because you can be sarcastic often. I remember, I think it was last year, one of our friends was looking for a present for their son for Christmas and texted me and was like, "Hey, any board game ideas?" And I was like, I think I sent them that meme of Fry from Futurama where he's like, "Not sure if serious," but they were serious. Yeah,
was that to me?
No, it wasn't to you. It was to somebody else.
Okay,
but it was just I can get that too sometimes where it's like,
are you making fun of me right now?
Kind of get like self-conscious
Yeah.
about that sort of stuff.
Especially about stuff that's passionate. And so then when a friend will just continually rip into stuff that I'm passionate about,
then
I'm going to drop a friggin' hammer on them and drop a mic. And that felt so good.
Yeah.
And I had people off the text chain sending stuff to me saying, good for you, needed to be said, keep
Yeah.
doing you. And then, what did you think about that? You don't have to go super deep.
No,
but
I won't. But I thought it was good because I thought,
you can disagree with it too.
no, I don't disagree with it. The thing about, well, I guess that's the thing about anybody who is social, to the extent that you are social, is that you do open yourself up to a lot of interaction with other people that can sometimes be like, and you also, like, we come from a family of Irish folks who like to rib each other.
Yes.
And so you can give out a lot, and then, but sometimes you give out so much that other people are giving it back. And then you can also, not you in specifically, but people in general who give out a lot. You know, there's the old saying of like, you can give it out, but you can't take it, right?
Yeah.
But I think that you generally can give it out and take it. There's just sometimes a nerve gets struck, and then because it's such a social thing that's happening so often that sometimes that somebody jokes or whatever puts you down, and then it's like, it can be tough to tell whether they're being serious or not, especially over text.
Over text, but here's the difference, in my opinion.
Okay.
Everything has just picture weights, like not like
sure.
Where you've got. I'm talking like the justice is
somebody
blind.
makes fun of your wife versus somebody makes fun of your
necessarily
shoes.
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, it depends on what they're saying about your wife.
I get it, but what I'm saying is this: if you are telling me positive comments from time to time, and then rib me too, I can take that. That's fine. I know where I land.
I see.
But if it's constantly ripping me, even though I rip people, I will also say positive things about people as well. I will make them feel good, and so that they know that I don't hate them. There's a few people that I will not say a positive thing to. That's true, and I'm waiting for this person to punch me in the face. I wouldn't mind. Punch me in the face, because I can't stand some of these people. But when it comes to friends, it's like, yeah, rip on me, that's fine. I can dish it and take it as long as that person, I'm canceling friends. I have a cancel list right now. I've got about 3 friends that are getting canceled because they will, and even though that they may joke every once in a while, there's never anything positive that is ever said towards me from them. So if I'm getting rips, occasional rips, it's like, hey, say something positive and take some of that. That it'll balance it out. So let that be a warning to you if you're listening right now. That you listening out there right now. That if I make fun of you and you make fun of me, that's cool. But say some positive things and keep the balance up, okay? Because
Well, I feel like, especially in our modern age, there's that sort of that male bonding thing doesn't really happen so much. But at the same time, social life still stays alive, and I think that's kind of the social media aspect of it, whether it's text or whatever.
Right.
Is like, you can stay in contact with somebody. It doesn't mean you're actually bonding with them.
Bonded by them.
Oh my gosh. New podcast title. Bonded by them.
Bondage.
Which feeds into one of my other interests.
Yes. BDSM, FBC, BDSM.
I don't know what any of that means. I kind of do, but I don't.
I only know the B of it. I think it's bondage.
B of all and A of all. But anyways, I think that, when we were in high school, or when you're around people, often the sort of ribbing stuff doesn't matter so much, because you're around them enough to be like, I know how they really feel about me.
Right.
But if you're not around that person enough and they're ribbing you, you're like, ribs. I don't know where we stand,
Right.
So I can relate to that.
And the other thing that it's like, people don't take this offensive, because you maybe think that you're falling in this category. You're not falling in this category, okay?
Just the fact that you said that,
because I want to be sensitive here. But there was one of our friends. I hung out with him all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
This past weekend.
Yeah,
and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's the effort. It's the throw out an invite every once in a while. People may want to take this offensively. take this offensively.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Don't. But yeah, if you may feel like maybe people don't want to make the drive to come see you because you live too far out, I know that you probably have a place now. Maybe before you weren't able to maybe have people over for dinner, not the whole
It's true.
crew, but now you might have a spot that you can maybe have a couple over.
We can have one couple over right now.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah,
like that'd be or meet you out there, and if you
Yeah.
know a good place that we can
Sure.
eat or have a picnic.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, do you feel like people are like, I don't want to drive all the way out there? Like that's too far for us.
Well, so no, because I don't. Well, I don't know honestly, but I will see you next Saturday at the Halloween party. I'm gonna be there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And like I sent you a bit of a laundry list of the things that I do out here.
No, yeah, I'm not.
You said to take it offensively, and so I'm taking it offensively.
No,
and
I
now I'm
said
taking
don't take it offensively.
No, but then you said, no, you know what? You should take this offensively
No.
because, and then you started talking about it, and this is on record. Play the tape. Play the tape. Play the tape. So, but anyways, I don't know. The thing is that it's tough to.
I was joking about taking the offense.
Sure. But it's tough to. It does get tougher the further out you get. It also becomes difficult, like in terms of distance. It also becomes difficult when you're trying to stick to a certain budget. It also becomes difficult when you don't know somebody else's schedule, so you have to try to plan ahead. Most of the plans, Travis, Travis,
Most of the plans
that I see come through on our text chain are day of. Hey,
Yeah,
want to
that's
come over
true.
tonight?
That's true.
So it's like,
Can't.
let me throw out that invite. Hey, you guys want to come over tonight? Who's going to come over, drive all the way to Issaquah
Right.
the day of?
Right.
Nobody.
Maybe one or two.
Nobody. Nobody.
Maybe one or two.
Nobody. And but that's nothing against
Fine,
them.
I will. I'm going to.
That's nothing against them. No, you're not invited. But I just think that that's part of the reality is that usually things like I say, this Halloween party planned weeks ahead.
Yeah.
We're going to it. Friendsgivings, Christmas parties.
We need to do another Friendsgiving. By the way.
We go to those.
Right.
You know, cider cup. We go to. I go to that.
Right.
Things that are planned enough ahead for me to go. You know, I know
And
that there's an open invitation to poker nights on Friday nights,
Right.
and so I've gone to one of those recently, fairly recently.
By the way, Joey never wants you back.
I was lucky that night.
You took his money. He's like, dude. He goes.
Well, he kept buying in. He didn't need to keep buying in.
He goes. Joey goes. Man, your brother, man. That guy, card shark.
Not really. I really am not. Anyways, there's a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot that goes into you as a person. You know, if we talk about you again, I think you can be a fairly complex person. And I think that anybody who's like, oh well, I'm this way all the time. It's like, no, like there's times where everybody is a little sensitive. There's times where everybody is a little angry. There's times where everybody is not and like easygoing. And so to try to like shrink yourself into, oh, well, this is me sometimes, whatever. I don't know. I just think head shrinking can be really difficult, especially it's like WebMD. Like if you go and diagnose yourself, good luck. Like,
yeah, you got COVID,
especially with head
Just
stuff.
say you got COVID. Everyone else says.
That's what I do.
That's what I do.
Coughing on people.
Well,
that was a very random chat with Adam.
when was the last time you went to WebMD? I'm now just genuinely curious. Have you ever been to WebMD?
No, I've gotten WebMD, but usually when I visit WebMD, it's for like general health advice. So like if Amber and I are talking about like
lowering blood pressure
or something like that, or like how healthy a certain food is, or or like what this might mean, or that, you know, then usually a WebMD or like a health.com or something will pop up, and I'll just read about it just to see like what are the top 10 foods for this sort of thing, or what are the top 5.
What's been something that you've searched online as a joke to be funny, and now you get ads for it all the time?
Oh man, well, I don't really search for things to be funny that often.
I know one on the text chain.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What?
We got a buddy that likes to play.
Oh my gosh, yes, pickleball. I don't even think I ever searched anything for pickleball, and I get these stupid.
You searched a joke. You searched. I think someone's name went out there. You searched it. You saw that the guy was sponsored by such and such. You're like, I'm gonna pick up these.
Maybe, yeah.
And
maybe
now
that's what it
it's
was.
like you're getting
But
blown
then I
out.
get these YouTube ads where this guy is playing pickleball, and he's like, like it's an ad for this racket or whatever you call those things, a paddle, and he's like, oh man, that's big. When you're hitting it big, when it whistles like that, you know it's big or something. It's just like he keeps saying the dumbest things. When it's whistling, you know you're hitting it big.
And that's the thing. Here's the thing about that. Everyone gave him crap for it.
Yeah.
But I think we also respect him for it too.
Sure.
It's like, dude, like he's good.
Yeah.
And it's and when you start to recognize that this isn't just some like fleeting, like one person says, I'm gonna play the piano and okay, well, all right, piano man. Okay, how's it going there? Joel or Joe, what's the guy? Billy Joel. Bon Jovi Joel. And
Elton Mercury.
DJ Tanner.
DJ Elton Mercury.
But he's good.
Yeah.
He's got friends in the Diamond Company. He's got friends in the pickleball community.
He does.
And he is, and so it's like he's made a name for himself.
Yeah, I think,
and that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And I think when he, maybe the first couple times he sent us videos of him playing pickleball, it's easy to look at that and be like, okay, like it's pickleball.
Yeah.
But then he has been consistent with it, and we've seen more videos of him playing, and it's like, that's actually really impressive what he just did there.
Right.
And you start to see the nuances of it. It's just like anything else. You get to learn the nuances a little bit. And I think that you could apply that to most people. Like you could apply this to your podcast and see how many people you're actually affecting and who actually really follow you and enjoy what this is.
Right.
I think I used to get ribbed for going to art school, and people would be like, oh, okay, you got the degree in art, and now I'm teaching art at a university. And people are respecting that, but at the same time, it's like, well, yeah, but you're teaching art, But I can take that as a ribbon because I get it. But I think that people still see
or they see what maybe you're not doing with what you thought you were going to do with it, and that's the thing where it's like, oh, well, you went to for digital art thing. Well, how come he's not doing digital art stuff? But it's like, no, that helped him with his resume to become a professor, an art professor,
right?
And so.
Yeah, and I think there's also, somebody wants to look in the mirror and be like, is this me?
Right.
But okay, when you're 15 years old, looking in the mirror is different. You're the same person as the 25-year-old, but you're different. You're still different. So
still different.
It's like, this is a terrible analogy, but basically at some point, things can pay off. Things stack, effort stacks, and things pay off. And things are paying off for me with art. And I'm learning a lot. As I'm teaching, I'm learning a lot about not only teaching, but also about painting itself. And I get to paint and demonstrate, and I get to paint alongside the students. And I'm learning things as I'm painting, And so, I don't know, it's just art or life really is so progressive. Like you're constantly progressing. So
nice.
I don't let a lot of stuff, I just kind of let slide off my back.
Wow, that was a very dramatic way.
Thank you. And I think, certain people, they might rib me, and I just think, they either don't know enough about what's happening in my life, and they don't know about it, because I'm really cool, or they
you're Eminem.
They just don't take me seriously.
No one takes you seriously. Just kidding. Everyone takes you seriously.
Thanks.
All right, let's do shout outs real quick and end this one. Shout out. I'm going to shout out Mom and Dad again. Here's why.
Oh, great. Well, who am I going to shout out if you're getting both of them this time?
Here's why.
Yeah.
They've been great with Jacqueline. You can tell they're missing her a little bit because Jacqueline's in school now, doesn't need to be watched as much. But they will do drop of the hat things for the most part. They do like a little heads up, or else not doesn't go over that well. But they helped you move, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Dad's like, we bought this house. Dad's like, hey man, let's insulate. Let's check out your insulation. Like he's ready to just jump into projects, jump in to help us cut costs and be efficient and all that. So you moved back to Issaquah, a bigger place. Mm-hmm. Mom and Dad helped you. Are you unpacked yet?
We're unpacked with what we've brought, but there's more stuff to bring over.
Yeah. But is it settling in? Feel like does it feel like you're renting? Is it a hotel for the moment in what you feel, or does it feel like home yet?
It doesn't feel like home yet. I mean, when our first place was much smaller, but we were there for 3 years, so that eventually felt like we were leaving a part of our, a home.
Sure.
And this place, because we're only about a month in, a little less than a month in, just doesn't feel like home yet. Still, it feels a little bit like a hotel, but it's kind of in between those two ideas.
Yeah.
It's starting to feel more homey. We're making it our own a little bit more.
Nice.
I'm comfortable in there, but it doesn't feel like we've fully sort of nested, if that makes sense. But at the same time, it was kind of interesting and fun as we were looking for a place and we found this place to be looking at what's available out there.
Yeah.
And I don't think we found something that totally fits our bill. So we're kind of looking at what I'm looking at the possibility of 11 months from now getting out of there into another place.
Yeah.
But who knows? Moving sucks. So
Moving's the worst. Let me just advise you on this.
Yeah.
Moving sucks.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So
I know. So shout out. Doing shout outs, right? You doing more shout outs or am I doing a
No,
shout-out?
your shout outs now.
I'm gonna do a shout out to my students who are never gonna listen to this. But you know what? It's been a lot of fun to get to know y'all. We're in our 6th week of class right now. The quarter flies by, and it's been fun to see you all grow as people, as friends, as artists, and as professionals and peers.
Nice. I can't tell if you're being serious or sarcastic, but that's the theme of this episode.
Both.
So, okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, good. Excellent. And we can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah.
And how you inspire them to move
Gosh.
forward. Or maybe what a professor has to do sometimes is redirect.
Uh-huh.
And also say, hey, this isn't your strong suit. Go be a masoner. Go in masonry. There's art there. Go do some other things and say you can't do this.
No, that's not what a professor does.
They should do that.
actually.
They
No,
should do that.
I don't think so.
It's professional.
That's not.
Let's say
what that means.
you gotta tell somebody, hey, if they're drawing stick figures, are you gonna say, listen, sorry,
The fact is, they're taking a class. They're not choosing their profession.
shut them down,
I think what I can do is just say,
kill them.
hey, this works well. This doesn't. Improve this, but this is good.
This sucks.
For a lot of people, it's just a hobby, so it doesn't matter that much.
Who cares? Crap. Right? Kind of thing.
No, it's not my job to make major life decisions for them.
All right. Well, that's good. Make life decisions by Adam. That's our next episode. That's our next.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay. Ask him anything.
Yeah, AMA.
AMA.
AMADAM.
A.
ADAMAMA.
There we go. A different adult man. Ask me anything, Adam.
That worked.
All right. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.